Hey guys, it's Brendan from Oikos Property Ventures, and I'm making a video today talking about AI and your property management stack. So, if you're watching this, this is not me discussing like the best tools. This is me like actually showing you how to use a tool specifically to help grow your business and to help make your co-hosting, your property management a little bit more sane, a little bit easier to do. And so, the tool we're going to be looking at today is NotebookLM. Now, NotebookLM is an AI tool that runs off Gemini, which is the Google AI stack that they're building. It's actually really, really useful for all sorts of things. I'm writing and kind of drafting a book using this. I use it for things outside of my property co-hosting. So it's a pretty useful tool. But here's what it does, and this is why this is such an important part of your potential technology stack when you're thinking about AI and co-hosting, is that it actually trains the information that it gives you off of documents that you feed it. So I know that you can do this with other AI tools, but the thing about NotebookLM is that it doesn't share your data externally. They make a big point about this down here. They don't use your personal data to train the notebook. But the other thing is that it exclusively focuses on using your source material to generate the results. So it's not trying to crowdsource information. If you go ask ChatGPT or something else like that, you're going to ask it, hey, how do I do this, that, or the other? It's going to try to pull in information from what it knows in its general like database. NotebookLM is not going to do that. It is going to specifically focus on documents that you provide it. So the example that we're going to do today is taking your information about your properties and kind of outsourcing your brain, okay? This is important as you grow as a property manager or as a co-host, because one of the things that happens for co-hosts and for property managers is that when you begin to manage more than one property, it's nearly impossible to keep all the details straight. And so maybe you have a better brain than I do, but with one property, it made sense. I kind of knew every nook and cranny of my house. I could tell you what was in what corner. I could tell you where the chalk was for the chalkboard. I could tell you all these things. But as we got more properties under management, and now we're up to almost 30 properties that we either own or we manage in our property portfolio, I can't keep those details straight anymore. It's just too much going on all the time. And so especially doing that and having a full-time job, which I have a full-time job while I'm doing those things, it's nearly impossible to keep those details straight in my brain. And so NotebookLM is just a tool. It's a great way for you to outsource your brain. And in fact, there's two very specific purposes for this. One, like I mentioned, if you're running out of space in your brain to store all this information, you need to outsource it. You need to take your brain and put it on paper. The other thing is that if you are growing your team and you're training a VA, or you have somebody else in your team that you're trying to train and teach and coach, this is how you do it. You need to give them all the information that they need to be successful, because they're only going to be as successful as you help them to be. And so we're going to use this. I'm going to show you some specific cases, and then we'll talk in the end about a few other things. So if you like where we're going, and if you like this content, this is new for me, so it'd help if you'd subscribe, or if you like the channel, or follow along, whatever you need to do on Google to get it to more people. I'd really appreciate it. As I said, I'm Brendan. We do property management, co-hosting, and investing in short-term rentals and a few midterm rentals, and we're focused on kind of outdoor hospitality. But let's go ahead and get into this tool a little bit more. So I pulled it up here. When you first log in, it's going to allow for you to create a new notebook, okay? And so when you create your notebook, it's going to ask you to create a new notebook here. And it's not going to let us name it yet. It's just going to go straight to adding sources. So your responses of information that matters most to you, it's going to be taking that from your document. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Google Docs, and I'm going to add my SOP and my samples here. And voila, we've uploaded it. Now, I have something I can interact with that can give me any information that I have stored. And so one of the basic things you need to do when you're starting is that you need to go to your Google Docs and you start a Google document for your property. On that Google Doc, you put every bit of information that you could think of. So if I wanted to say the pack and play is in master closet, let's say ironing board is in garage, they need to ask for the key code for garage. Let's just say we lock our garage. So whatever information that you want to store, you can put there. And in fact, we make YouTube videos at times for how we, oh, that's our little Rickroll for you. We take information from YouTube videos as well, and we record videos for people how to work things in the properties. So we would include that here. But now that we have this, we can query and ask our AI here anything that we need. So let's just say a guest needs the key code. What is it? It's going to search the documents, and it's going to tell you what the key code is for this document, 777. It's noted that there's a separate code for cleaners, but the one for guests is this. The source mentions the importance of having a friendly tone and responding to a guest. You should yada, yada, yada. Okay. Now draft a message for me to copy to the guest. So now it's going to do exactly what I've asked. So I can just do that, and then I can, draft a message accordingly. So this is extremely helpful, especially for information that you don't have readily on hand because it's not in your brain. But let's go ahead and query another thing. It's like, where is the pack and play? Like, let's say that you just don't remember. It's going to look, and it's going to tell you that, oh, you know what? It may not have updated. There is no information. Okay, if it does that, all you need to do is go to the sample property, click to sync. Where is the pack and play? Now that I've resynced it, it should be able to find it. See, the pack and play is located in the master closet. See, any information that you might need to retrieve, you can find here. Now, what happens if you can't find something? Like initially, it couldn't find the pack and play because we updated that after we loaded it. But let's just say the guest encountered a bear near the cabin. Draft a response for me according to my SOP. So what you'll notice here while it's doing that is that I actually have a responding to a wildlife encounter here, and I have a whole SOP that we've drafted, and I did use AI to do that. So when we're going to go back over here, what we're going to see is the message follows the steps outlined in that guest response. So what I can do is I can just copy this. I'm very concerned here about this and hope you're all safe. We take this seriously. You're taking immediate action to address it. As this is an emergency and an issue requiring specific guidance, I'm contacting the owner. This would be for you if you're a co-host. Please ensure all doors and windows are securely locked. Do not approach the bear. Keep all food inside. We'll follow up with you as soon as possible. So this is a really great use of this tool is whenever you encounter situations that are unique, because you're going to be able to pull on this data and get that SOP available to you to be able to respond. It's also helpful, obviously, if you're training a VA. And so for me, I don't keep these things at the top of my brain for all of our properties, but as they happen, I can retrieve this information from our documents. And then secondarily, with our VAs, we're able to give them this information. So they're not waking me up at 9 or 10 p.m. bothering me with my family or my kids. They're actually focused on getting the information that they need from the source documents that we include. So this is just one way that you can use NotebookLM. Well, what do you do when you don't have an SOP? So it's like, okay, the guest mentioned the power went out. What is the SOP? Well, it's going to respond because that we don't have one, because we actually don't have an SOP for that. But one of the things that you'll notice, it says if a guest encounters a problem that's not covered, you should respond immediately. You should let the guest know you're checking on it right away. You need to call the owner and get a solution quick. So on my SOP document, I actually have, if you encounter a problem that you don't know how to answer, respond and let them know you're checking on it right away. Call the owner, get a solution quick. And then I've created this template. So this SOP template, I can actually say create an SOP for power outages and include responses for me to copy paste. So now I'm just asking this to do exactly that. And then what I'll do is I'll take that, I'll copy paste it, and I'll add it into my SOPs document. So this is an incredible tool in order to do all sorts of things. But I do want to mention a few things. What do you do if you're not able to let's say that you're on the go and you're not able to access your desktop. Well, the good news is NotebookLM, in about 3 weeks from the time of the recording of this video, are coming out with an Android and iOS app for this. And so you should be able to do this on the go just as easily as if you were at your desktop or your laptop in a coffee shop or wherever. And so that's great news because you'll be able to do it on the go quite soon. But I think the bigger thing is, how do you use this to scale and grow? I'm really passionate about scaling and growing, and that's just something that I suppose as we've scaled so quickly, it's been really tough for us to manage all the details for everything. And so we absolutely have to lean into technology, and it's been really important to me. So I hope this tool is a blessing to you. I hope it encourages you. Let me know in the comments what you think about using this tool. Are you going to try it? Do you have something better? I'd love to explore it. I'll probably make more videos about how to use this for different purposes, and then other AI tools that we're using as well. But thank you for watching. See you next time.